We are the vocal line. Can you hear me? Turn it up. Can you hear the sound? We are the vocal line. Yeah, we do it for the love and we spread it around. Oh,
All right, folks, we back. This is Channel VLR. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for so much for lending us your ears and your eyes and allowing us into your world. I am Lefty, your host, and I got my boys. I'll let them go. Number one first. Go ahead.
Yo, what's going on, world? This is your boy Flip, aka the biggest, healthiest man on the planet. So happy to be here and share my advice on music and everything around it. And then we got my boy.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Stokes, your favorite R&B connoisseur. Just here sharing my love and my wisdom about R&B with my community and my brothers. We're gonna have fun today.
Cool. We got a couple of things to talk about. But we always start every single conversation with what you've been listening to. What you've been listening to is just a small little segment. We always want to talk about what's current in our ears right now. What's as singers, because we're always going to be talking about things from a singer's perspective. As singers, what have you been hitting rewind or restart? If there's a riff you've been going crazy about, there's a song you've been replaying or album that you've been listening to, or if you discovered somebody on social media, this is what we talk about. Or if you see what we'll be talking about a lot, like a video podcast or something that we heard in the conversation, we're going to bring it in what you've been listening to. So that's our first segment. What you've been listening to. I'll let you go, Flip. What you been listening to?
I've been listening to this artist, a British artist, Dope Cat. He reminds me of so many different artists. He reminds me of a little bit of Stevie, a little bit of Glenn Lewis. He has this song. It's not one of his newest records, but it's one that I got a hold of on social media. It's called Endless No More. And I just feel like they don't make songs like that no more, man. I was listening to it and it engulfed me into it. And I'm a fan now. So I went down the rabbit hole of the albums and the songs. And I think he's dope. I definitely think if you don't know about him, y'all should definitely check in on him, and you're definitely not going to be disappointed. That's what I've been listening to.
Yo, that's what's his name again?
Elmiene or Elmiene.
Elmiene is how I pronounce his name. But yeah. So he reminds me of like a modern day like music soul child in a way. Like I love his. He's got a beautiful voice. He got a beautiful voice, but the way he delivers some of his music, there's something about the energy of some of his choruses that reminds me of music soul child.
And he's naturally him. Like if you see him, when you hear him and you see him, you're like, oh, okay, that looks like a regular dude. And he's a big dude. And I represent big dudes. Power to my big dudes. You know what I mean? So, you know.
I love that, man. I love that. He's got a beautiful voice. And shout out to Elmiene. I think it's the way you actually pronounce it.
Mean.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs he got. He released like 3 like LPs or EPs, the shorter one. Several times, like last year, like two or 3 in 1 year.
Yeah, he does some dope covers too.
Yeah, that's how he got discovered. Is through doing a cover. I think it was like Beyonce that saw him do. I think it was Untitled. He was singing Untitled from whatchamacallit, God rest his soul. He just passed away. D'Angelo. Yes. Charge it to the head and not the heart.
He recognized by Beyonce. That's huge.
That's huge.
I mean, y'all let me know in the comments if I got it wrong. Again, charge it to the head, not to the heart, for all things where my brain is kind of getting a little dusty. But that, I think he was singing that song, and that's what made him get discovered.
Thought you could post that on Beyonce's internet,
on the internet,
and nothing happened.
Yeah. I mean, she was just inducted as the head of the internet.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of folks, man, that's what I love about a lot of singers that we see coming up that are like, yo, like this guy could sing his ass off. They do it on social media. So any of y'all singers out there, man, start recording, bro. You got everything right on your phone. Like record stuff and just put it out there. Like that's how you just create. Just create and just put it out there. Who cares what people think? Like I'm about to start putting stuff where I'm cracking my voice left and right. I don't care. Like I just want people just create, man. Just create. Cause I think about like a dude that, like, what I'm talking like back in 20 2014, 2015. Like I think I might be getting the dates wrong, but Avery Wilson. Avery Wilson, I saw him on social media first before anything. And this dude was singing, belting like crazy. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And he eventually started getting, I mean, everybody knows Avery Wilson right now. Most of the world in America, really, at least, know Avery Wilson. So, yeah, man. Yo, Kev, man, what you been listening to?
I mean, I've been listening to a little bit of everything, but I'm gonna go a little more old school and
Of course you are.
talk about my boy Keith. Talk about my boy Keith Washington. I listened to his third album called KW, and I was listening to a song in particular called "Bring It On." It's a song that I remember growing up to, and I always loved the bridge on the song. It's one of my favorite bridges. So if you ever get a chance to dive into the album, it's dope. He has Shantae Moore in it. He has Kelly Price on the background on a few songs. And just to go a little more new school, I've been checking out my girl Jane Hancock, who's also a phenomenal artist out of the West Coast. She signed to Snoop Dogg label, and she's actually on tour right now. So if you get a chance, Jane Hancock, dope artist.
Any particular song that stand out with Jane Hancock that you really vibe to?
Well, right now her single's fire. She got a single called Stingy.
Please say you hear me. Oh, baby, save all your love for me. Just save it. Just save it. Look what you did to me. Look what you did. You made me stingy. So save all your love for me.
It's real mellow, it's a groove, it's a bop. It's definitely a bop. I mean, she's not gonna like blow you away. I feel like vocally, not saying she don't have the capability to. I just don't feel like that's her style. She's more of a laid back crooner type singer. So she's like a Sunday morning, I wanna just clean my house, listen to some music, drink some tea. That's the kind of vibe she's on. You know, you can drive to her and just kind of like get lost to her music. You know, that's the kind of vocalist she is. So she's a vibe. She's definitely a vibe. And she's a phenomenal writer. Like, she writes for a lot of people.
Dope.
I love that. I love that you bring up that she's not like going crazy on the riff and stuff like that. She's like, you don't have to do that. So like all of y'all out there that are like looking to like get better at your craft, find where your love is with the craft, and then just rock with that. And you're gonna find who you are in the middle of your journey.
And not only that, just to piggyback, look at how much success, quote unquote, non-belters had. Look at your Bryson Tillers, your Scissors. These aren't people that are going crazy on records, but there's some of our biggest artists now with huge hits. You don't have to be that, knockout singer, quote unquote, that, is blessing songs. Like, all forms of music are accepted and fire, and we appreciate all forms of talent in every form.
Yeah.
Hey, Gabby, I have a question to cut y'all off because I think Flip made a great point. Can that be discouraging to certain artists? Because
You know what? We're gonna put a pin in that because it's gonna make us go down. You're bringing us down the rabbit hole. We gotta figure out what Left is listening to. We're gonna come back to that though. Left, what you been listening to though? I already see you, Kev.
Okay.
You ready to start beef? You ready to start beef?
He's ready for the smoke.
He ready? Yeah.
Okay, what I've been listening to, I had to write something down. So I've been listening to St. Harison. So St. Harison is the guy that I saw on social media. And if any of y'all see him, I think he's from America. I think he's here in LA. He colors his hair sometimes. It's like, I think it's pink right now. But anyway.
Okay, yeah. I saw him on some viral clips.
Yeah. Sing his ass off. Sing his ass off. I don't even know where his
out
regular
the
register is.
Yeah.
Bro. But I don't know where. I think he might be an alto, I would guess. Or maybe like a tenor one.
That's another conversation Kevin's gonna have with you. According to Kev, men aren't altos. We're only tenors.
Tenors.
But anyway,
listen, man.
Yeah, so I've been listening to his music. I love his voice, and he got the song called "Bad." It just gives me stank face. You ever hear something just like should have been bad?
Your friend should have tried that in your bed. Should have been bad.
that song is shit. And then I've been listening to Sasha Keable. I found like I've seen Sasha Keable on the Terrell Show. Shout out to the Terrell Show. Like I love that show. It inspired me to just be like, yo, let's just get back into this podcasting, but do video. So shout out to Terrell. Yeah, so I saw her singing. Sasha Keable can sing her ass off. She's like vocally is a beast. And then she got this song called Tell Me What You Want. Tell Me What You Want. And the song is dope. The way she's delivering her vocals.
My hands all over your body, or should I touch myself? I'll take you and then break you into smaller pieces. I could fit in every crevice. Got me burning harder on your necklace. Girl, just wanna thank you for your service. I'm trying to work out your fingers. Your fingers so deep inside my body, girl, it lingers. I swear if you feel your fingers, don't stop, baby.
Kind of confused of who she's talking about in the song. I don't know if she's talking about like one person. It's a sex song, but it's like, is it one person or is it two people? What's happening in the lyrics of the song? But it's dope. It's a dope song.
Lefty,
So
you
I'm
showing
listening to
your
that.
age. They fucking.
Yeah, but like is okay. So is it 1v1 or is it a threesome or is it a mixture of both?
It's for whatever the listener wants.
I mean, you're right. You're right. It should be that. It should be like
You fill the blanks.
yes. You create something, you put it out there, and you got to let it go. Whatever it is, you know. But that song is dope. So I was thinking, I saw that the title. I'm just like, tell me what you want, and I thought about Dru Hill because I'm a '90s kid, like a '90s singer. I'm like, this is not Dru Hill. This is not the tell me what you want. It's not that. It's not that. It's something very, very different. But it's a dope song. And then I've been listening to we'll talk about Duran later, Durand Bernarr. I've seen him also on the Terrell Show. But like I didn't know, like, so I seen him a while back and then haven't like really hasn't resurfaced until the Grammys where he won like I think Best Contemporary Artist. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go and get his album, and I was like, put it on my playlist. I listen to his album, and yo, it's dope. So we'll talk about him a little later. Shout out to Durand Bernarr, vocal beast.
Talented, super
Yeah.
talented.
And then last thing I've been listening to is Jill Scott's album. She came out with an album that's it's been about 11 years, I think, was the last time she dropped an album.
Yeah.
I saw her Tiny Desk, and she played she sang a couple of her original songs, like one original hits, and then I heard the album. So it's a pretty long album in terms of like track count, but it's a good one. I got some thoughts on that too. So we'll talk about that.
And it
a
was
little bit later.
independent.
And it was independent. But I got something to say about that because independent. Can you be independent as a new artist, or is an independent artist? I know I'm probably triggering Kev right now. Can an independent artist have the same success as somebody like Jill Scott? That if they're a new artist, can a new artist be discovered and have the same respect of like that album was dope if it wasn't Jill Scott? So let's just think about like if Jill Scott's album was brought out by an independent artist like nobody heard of, and they're like, yo, this is beautifully crafted and put together, would they get the same notoriety? I think it's a good thing to
not
talk
at all.
about.
Star power. One has a following, just by default from the name. Like, how many people were waiting for another Jill Scott album? Like she just has that's gonna follow that Philly girl forever. So if you introduce a new artist, could be just as talented or more, but they gotta build their fan base from the ground up. Hits make it a lot better though. If they got a hit, that'll definitely help. But you still gotta reach the people. Having a hit or being talented and not being able to build your fan base or reach people, you'll never be discovered. You'll never be as successful, indie or major. And to me, that's the key difference. The majors usually have the tunnel, the highway that can reach the people. Usually
True.
indies pockets aren't as deep.
So the star power is kind of like it's fueling. It's fueling the popularity and the success of that independent, even though they were once pushed by a major. So we could go right into that because that was the next segment to start talking about these things. Kev, I'm gonna pick your brain. How do you feel about that? So, like first, have y'all listened to the album like to its entirety, or just heard a couple of songs? Kev, first, have you heard her album yet? Jill Scott's album?
I heard majority of it. I put it on when I was driving, and just
Mhm.
kind of vibe with it. And I like to listen to music, just kind of have it like in the background and just see what catches my ears, see what kind of vibe
Mhm.
she's trying to go for. I've always been a Jill Scott fan. I've been to her concerts before. I feel like Jill always been like a fan favorite. I don't think he ever been like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a big meteor out there
Like a
artist.
mainstream,
Like a mainstream artist. Like you know who she is, but she's not like
she's
the
a niche
typical.
artist.
That's the best way to say. She's a niche artist. Like you know her B-sides more than you probably know her singles and her hits.
Hmm.
And just knowing her catalog, I felt like her album was a little more left than what she normally go with. That's just my personal opinion. But again, it's probably what songs speak to me. But overall, it's still a dope project. And as an artist, that's what it's about, to be yourself and to put your art out there and just kind of, do what you want to do. And that could be a gift and a curse, especially when an independent artist, because, when you're an independent artist, you kind of like have free range. It's like that. I'm going to show my age when I say this. It's like Boomerang. When Marcus Graham was talking to the guy during the commercial, he said, "Do you want?" He said, "I can do what I want, whatever you want." And he just came out with Sean J giving birth to the perfume. It's kind of like that. When you have an artist who just say, "Hey, do what you want," they gonna do what they want. And sometimes you need to reel them back in. Not saying Jill album need to be reeled back in, but overall, I think the album was very solid. I mean, if you're a Jill Scott fan, you should really enjoy the album. You should just appreciate that she's just giving you her art and she's giving you a sound.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I got some more things that I wanted
Yeah.
to ask about that, but before that, like Flip, you heard it, right? You heard it
Yeah,
to
I
its
listened to
entirety,
the
just a couple of
album.
songs.
I listened through it in its entirety. The records usually gotta like speak to me in order for me to like really like invest my time and feel like if I like it. I didn't really get that from her album, but in all fairness, I've never gotten that from Jill's albums. It's never been my lane, so to speak.
Yeah.
She'll have a couple of singles. I love her personality, I love her energy, and I love her live performances. To me, that's when she kind of like wins me over and brings me in. But I'm not always really feeling the singles. But on this particular album, I do like the single she put out, Pressure. But my favorite song is The Math. That Math song she got on her album, I think it's.
Yeah, I heard that.
And she's bringing, to me, she's still bringing what she always brung. That soulful, artistic funk. You're able to hear her artistry, the type of artist she is through her music. And you could tell that she's a writer. Like, I always feel like when I see her sing or perform, I'm like, yeah, she's a writer. You can kind of like identify writers first, whereas, some people love to sing and they're not so much writer forward. But with her, I could always, every time I hear her songs or I see her perform, that's what I think. I'm like, yo, you don't even got to sing what you're saying right now, because of what you're saying is just so like, eclectic and smart, and like, she maintains that as an entertainer, and that's one of the things I love about her. So, she's very entertaining.
Yeah, I love what y'all bringing up, because like it's like you like the certain vibes, like Kev said, like he likes the vibe of the music, and you like certain songs, but like the entirety of it is not so much for you, but it's cool. You're cool with that because you like
It doesn't have
what
to
she's
be.
bringing. Right.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with Ebro on Apple Music podcast where he says to her, he breaks down the analogy. It's like you're bringing a plate, you're cooking, and she smiled, and you could tell that she's really blessed by that. He's like, it's like you're cooking and you're feeding the people. And I think he likened the areolas on the album cover as like you're feeding people, so you need to have like big areolas or whatever. But that wasn't really like the purpose of that. I think it's just like owning your beauty and with
I'll
that
take it.
artwork.
But that's what they
But
calling neo soul now. They're calling it big areola music. So I don't know if that was the play off of that either. That's what
okay.
yeah, that's what social media is calling that kind of music now. Like instant burning music, they're calling it big areola music. But I have a question for you guys real fast before you get dive into Jill Scott. Do you feel like Jill
Wait,
Scott is bigger than her music? And that's where a lot of her success comes
big
from.
within her music?
Bigger.
You
Like
think
I feel like
her name is bigger than her music?
right, yeah. Like I feel like there's artists out here who what they represent for the culture is bigger than what their music does. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that Jill Scott is like your favorite your favorite cousin or your favorite sister. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like her
Yeah.
energy is like, and for the community, like I feel like a lot of times people know her probably from the Tyler Perry movies. People know her just from social media. Like, but do you know Jill, like her music? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think some
Yeah, yeah.
people are for the culture
Like they have
more than
a
others.
bias because of Jill Scott, the
She's
persona.
popular, right? Like there's like, right? Like there's certain artists who are just bigger than their
Than their
music.
music.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
I could say that for me personally, I don't sense that. I do get a sense that her name brings a level of respect in the industry, but I think you can't separate it from the music. It was born from the music. I think Jill Scott's gift in her soul, the being that she is in the writing. It's in the power of the words. And then it just happens to be accentuated sometimes with music. What she does is that she's mixing. So like I was getting with the Ebro conversation. Ebro mentioned that like what she's fixing is like a plate of food, and you're just watching the family eating on Thanksgiving. So like she's cooking this food and she's giving the family on Thanksgiving their plate, and their plate is like all the things that they love. So what she's bringing to the plate, going with that analogy, is I see her as like her writer. So she's mixing like R&B and hip hop, but she's predominantly spoken word and poetry, you know, and blues. Like this album screams blues, and some of the concepts that she's talking about are not really for me because I'm not a woman. But like you mentioned, like the song Pressure. Pressure is talking about like image. Like I need to live up to this pressure of the image that a woman is supposed to portray. You don't like me because I'm not your style. I get it, but it's bullshit because of this pressure that all these women have to live up to maintain this image. So I think that the power of those words, right? And what she's saying is that's who Jill Scott's being is the power of those words. And it just so happened to be introduced to the world through music. So I see her power as in her writing. She has a lot of respect there. I don't follow her music at that level, but I know the song, you know, I have the song that I'm like, that song is dope. That song is powerful. It's really the writing. So what you're
that's what,
saying is that she shouldn't be really, do you think, I'm not want to put the words in your mouth. You don't think that her respect for music should be in the same lane? You think her name as a writer is what's really giving
no,
everyone a
no,
bias?
we started off by talking about how like she's a niche artist,
Mm-hmm.
how she don't have any major hits that you know. I mean, we know "Getting in My Way" and the song she had, I think Ezekiel E Flat, I think the name of the song was. Don't correct, don't crucify me. I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's no real standout songs that say, "Wow, I gotta go run to Jill Scott." But when she put out this rollout, she's on Tiny Desk. You know what I'm saying? She's on the Good Morning Show. She's on Ebro. She's on a lot of different platforms. You know, and I think it's based off the respect that people have for her as Jill Scott than it is who she is as an artist. Now, I love Jill Scott. Like I said, it's not taking away from her
Yeah.
artistry, but sometimes, and I could be wrong, could an NDRE do that? Like, do people give NDRE that much respect? You know what I'm saying? As an artist, like, because some artists, like, I'm looking at even an artist like a different y'all like Maya, you know, like what big hits Maya had, but what she means for the community, her beauty, what she stands for, she always has a certain place. People always want to hear what she's doing, even though, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, career wise, I don't really, you got songs, but it's not like enough to say, hey, I need to know what you're doing every day. Cause there's a lot of artists that we don't do that to, that got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of great hits or get similar success because they not as, you know, donned in, as I should say, as next.
So what I think it is I think what's making you say that is the hiatus that she had. It's the 11 years that, you know, she was kind of like missing out of the music game. But she did a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff. She had a podcast. She was in a couple of shows, a really dope show. If you can kind of go back, if we could go back in time, she was one of the pillars of the neo soul era. There were names that you would mention and they were synonymous with neo soul, and it was popping for a while. It was the thing. It was what everybody was doing. We were all trying to be or do that when it was out. Her name was part of that. Her name is synonymous with it. So, and the success that she had around that time, the hiatus between that to now, people still know that she's still the GOAT in that. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Michael can't go back to basketball, but when Michael's name is mentioned about basketball, or if he does anything involving basketball, people are going to listen. He's one of the pillars of basketball. You know, she's kind of like the same thing for that genre. You know, like how many people can say, yo, I'm one of the entrepreneurs or front runners or faces of a specific music genre? You know, R&B is flooded with them, so you can't really say it's just one person. But when it comes to neo soul, you could say I could say 1 to 10 names where you're like, oh yeah, they own that. She's one of them.
Yeah, but I could bring us my name Bilal. You know, I don't think Bilal can do what she just did. You know what I'm saying?
No,
he
but
was one of the pioneers.
Bilal is also not one of the pillars. I know Bilal. I love his music, but he's not a pillar. He's not one of the guys
you don't think so?
No, come on now. I got 5 people. I got probably a couple people, at least 5.
You said 10. You said 10 though. You said 10.
You want me to say the 10 that are above Bilal?
Yeah. Bilal, yeah.
1 second, man. We got Maxwell.
Okay.
Jill Scott. D'Angelo. Music Soul Child. How many is that?
4.
Okay. India
I'll help you out.
Ari. Yeah, help you out. Y'all know them. Y'all know the name.
Erykah Badu.
So I should have said her name in the top 5, but there's more. Hold on. I will put Raheem Devon over Bilal, not talent-wise, but contribution to the music game.
What do you consider neo soul?
Yeah, absolutely. Raheem Devon, yeah. Unless that's a debate y'all want to have.
You got 7.
Help me out here. Y'all know
you got 7.
I'm having
bro,
a brain
you making it seem like it's gonna be smooth. I'm telling you, bro.
No, I'm old. I'm an old man. Trust me. If I Google
any of y'all out there know, let us know in the comments.
I mean, you can throw Anthony Hamilton in there, you could throw Dwele in there, but then Dwele and Bilal, I'll throw Dwele just
Anthony
for the success
Hamilton, absolutely. Dwele's in there, but I want to put Dwele over Bilal.
All right. So he's top 8 right now.
I bit off more than I could chew. I can't remember these names. It wasn't
One more, Kev. One more that he didn't mention. Any other ones?
Bro, I already said I think I got him in my top 10. So I was just trying to see who he got 9 people above him. Or 10 people above him. Because again, he's a pioneer. And I feel like matter of fact, he just did a tribute for D'Angelo. You know, and I don't think the average audience know who he is. You know what I'm saying? I think he was part of the what's that group where it was like D'Angelo, the Sofium?
Actually, is Sade neo soul?
No, bro. She's way before neo soul. She's early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything,
she helped birth. No. She helped birth neo soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it definitely gives.
Like when you first thinking about the list, that's the first name that came up, and I was like, I even in my own head was like, they would not exist if it weren't for Saturday.
I mean, she's easy listening, but I wouldn't call her neo soul.
No, it's the foundational ingredient.
I know it's funny.
That it became the plate of neo soul.
I don't even think Sade even look at her music as black music, like that kind of neo soul type of music. I think she looks at her music differently. So I won't even throw her in that category, you know. But again, back to my point was Bilal is one of the pioneers of neo soul, and he's respected in the game. But I feel like his name doesn't hold as much weight, not nearly as much as a Jill Scott. But like you said, Jill Scott had podcasts, Jill Scott did movies, Jill Scott was on TV shows, you know, so her name is strong. And I feel like as a black community, we really hold her high, you know, so she can go on the hiatus for 11 years. I mean,
she's going on hiatus for 11 years because she's got the respect. So if she comes out, that's what I was thinking about. And one of the questions that I opened up with when we were doing our intro was, Floetry is a group, but yeah.
Yeah. Even the Floetry, can Floetry come out and do what Jill just did? No.
They weren't.
Well,
not even close. Can Floetry get on? I mean, they probably get on Tiny Desk and they probably can get on R&B Money, but like the way Jill Scott was able to run the tables and her name just be in everybody's face, it could be good PR too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna knock PR, but I'm just saying, I mean, maybe I'm biased myself, but when I hear Jill Scott's name, it just means something. They actually put Jill Scott and Erykah Badu against each other in the verses. You know, that's how high Jill Scott rates.
You mentioned Floetry, but like recently, I would say last year at some point, maybe I'm getting the dates wrong, but Marsha Ambrose, who was from Floetry, released an album, and that was a very different album. It was a very unique and special album for her. She was really promoting it like it was going to be the most amazing album ever. I heard it, and it was good, but like Marsha Ambrose would be like, I think the same, you know, or should be seen as the same as Jill Scott.
Just hasn't had the success.
Yeah.
But do you know Floetry right now is on tour, the group? Both of them. They're on tour right now.
That's dope.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly my point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but if Jill Scott was on tour right now, we would know.
Well,
But
she's a
Floyd
bigger
Tree's on tour.
artist. It's not like she's like a little bit of a bigger artist. A really bigger artist. You know, she's like way
But I
more.
mean, you can't say wait, because honestly, I could argue, do Jill Scott got a bigger hit than Say Yes?
Her career is bigger. She
But
might not have
I'm
a hit,
all
but
right.
it's
So
about
let's talk
it's
about
about
catalog. Let's talk about catalog. Like, is her catalog really stronger than Floetry? I mean, you guys Say Yes. I mean, they got Butterfly. They had If I Was a Bird. You know, Floetry had some hits. I mean, Jill Scott probably have more albums, but again, we talk about commercial success.
Okay, you're adding the commercial success to it. Butterflies was what I thought that was a Michael Jackson song.
It
was
was,
on
but
both of their
Floetry was
albums.
Floetry was very known for writing the song.
Okay,
So we
okay,
talk
okay.
about so when Flip mentions success musically, I'm saying, okay, but that's you gotta add that as far as being success, because a lot of artists get their name from writing great songs like how Neil did.
But you're
To be honest
answering
with
your
you,
own question. Like
uh-huh.
you're answering your own question. The why. Why is Jill bigger? You know why.
Right.
She's a bigger
Why?
star. So the catalog, everything that you're mentioning about Floetry, although, you know, maybe sale-wise, which I doubt, but maybe sale-wise it could be more or whatever, it still doesn't compare to the star power. Star power,
No,
it just translates into, I want to see you more.
and I
want to know
was
more
never
about you.
questioning Jill's star power. The thing is that is her star power is the reason why she can drive the engine with her music.
That is a very valid point, is what I was talking about when we were first introducing the conversation into Jill. Is like, could a new artist, a new independent artist, right, generate with the same level of quality, right? Let's just say that this album was just released and it's an artist you never heard of, and the same 19 songs, same exact tracks, but the artist you never heard of, independent, would it get the same level of love that we're giving to Jill Scott, or is there a bias there? Because Jill Scott is well known, therefore this new plate of food that she made for us is amazing because it's assigned to Jill Scott. Could a new artist come out independently and generate the same buzz?
No.
Yeah, nah.
No,
So
that's
the star
not.
power does definitely hits. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of great albums out here. You just said that you didn't know who Bernarr really was until he won the Grammys. He's like, wow, this album's phenomenal. You know, if he didn't win the Grammys, would you really have checked his album out? Well, a lot of people checked his
No,
album out. You know,
I love his personality. I love his voice, but I didn't know what he was doing behind the scenes. I didn't follow him like that until he
right?
popped up in the Grammy. I just like, and then I went to the
Yeah,
album. So I would not have gone to the album or even known about it if it
right.
wasn't that he
No, you
went
known
he won
about
the
it. You know
Grammy.
about the album. You just wouldn't have gone to it because you knew he had an album.
And that's the key when you really think about it. You'll get breadcrumbs of certain artists where it's like, oh, who's this? Okay, you'll listen, you'll move on, you'll forget. It's the consistency and it's the luck. And it's the being prepared when you have the opportunity. It's a
Right,
combination of,
Yeah.
oh, I
right.
recognize that person. Oh, I saw that person again. Oh, I saw that person again. You know what? Let me actually, this song right here is bringing me in. Now let me take a deep dive. It's like, you got to really be consistent, lucky, and prepared for the opportunity. And those are all things that encompass why an independent artist wouldn't do as good as Jill Scott, because you need the time. You need the time. You need the luck. You need the consistency. You need the preparation. You need a block of time. Don't get me wrong. Going viral has expressed that track, but even still, that's microwave success, because after you
Microwave
go
success.
viral, you still got to be able to produce something that keeps people there.
Yeah,
You
you
can
ain't
show
got
me
the
really
substance to
good
keep them there.
pictures.
Yeah.
Social media is really good at showing you these clips of restaurants where the food looks delicious and you're like, oh my God, I got to go to that spot. You'll get me there. But once I taste that food, if it's not good, I'm never coming back. Same thing with
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
Same thing with music. So, you know, the clips were going viral, they'll bring you in, but it's the substance that's gonna keep us there. But to answer your question, Lefty, you gotta, me and Kev say it all the time, it's a little bit of luck. It's a lot of being prepared for the opportunity. And then most importantly, what I want to share with you artists, and even people that are doing podcasts, whatever you're doing, you gotta be consistent, because
Yes.
who knows what moment in time you're gonna catch either that artist or whoever's doing what they're doing. But if you're there to provide the product, they're gonna be there to receive it. And that ultimately is what leads to success in my eyes.
Yeah. Agreed. 100%. So to round out the conversation with Jill Scott, the album is dope. It's a very niche mix. Niche very means one thing, and to say that it's a mix is kind of like contradicting the niche part of it. But she has a lot of great music there. There are a lot of mixes of hip hop, R&B mostly. There's a couple of instances of hip hop. It feels like a spoken word album, and it's got like 2 or 3 songs that are like moments of spoken word. My favorite songs personally are I like Off the Block. She's got a voice sounds so sexy in the beginning of that. She starts like whispering, and then she goes into like spoken word, and then she's like belts a little bit too. So like that song has like a nice mix of stuff. Then my favorite, Pay You is one that I don't think it would pop off. It sounds very blues. It's a blues where she's saying like, I ain't got no time for this nigga blues. Like I'm not nah.
That is a dope record. That's a dope record. I like that too.
I mean, but it's permeated. It's blue. That's a blues song, and I felt that, and I love that. Pressure, I love it too. It's about image. I love the way she's delivering the vocals. Because I think it's a beautiful song. Universe is another beautiful song, and then the To Be Honest, the song she got with JID, JID. JID is one of my favorite rappers right now. If anyone heard his album, Mad, his album should have won. Like rap album of the year personally, but I'm biased because I love it.
Yo, you keep saying that every time we talk. You mention that.
Yo, because he's
You're
a, I'm a,
groupie.
He's good though.
But
He is good.
he's his pen game is sick. But also, what people don't notice, and you hear it on that song, JID could sing. JID got vocals. People sleeping on him, and I think he also speaks Spanish. So he's gifted in a lot of areas.
There it goes. There goes the connection. Okay. You
But
think he's one of your you think he's one of our people? Because I'm half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So I don't say that now.
But it's a good song. And then the last one I love on there is I Say is a beautiful song.
And don't forget to mention that album cover, man. Like, you can't go wrong with titties. Like, come on now.
What I love about it is that it speaks to the essence of a woman. And women, all of y'all women, y'all just powerful, man. Like us men would be nothing without y'all women. Like is y'all
literally
bring life.
We feed from that.
Well, I mean, you bring life into you hold life, and then you feed life. That's what that image is. It's just like, anyway, shout out to you women. So that's what I'll round up for the Jill Scott conversation. Dope. Go check it out. Add it onto your list. Download it, and then let us know in the comments what are your favorite songs. And
every artist we mentioned as well.
Yeah. All right, in this segment, we're going to be talking about Durand Bernarr. Shout out to Durand Bernarr for winning, I think it's the contemporary album of the year on Grammy. So I knew about Durand Bernarr by seeing him on the Terrell Show a couple of times. I love his voice. I think his voice is an evolution of a couple of different styles, and it doesn't hurt to have. I think his mom is like a vocal. He comes from music, and his mom is like a vocal trainer. I think his father's an engineer, and his mom's like a vocal trainer. So when you in that environment, like I wish I was in that environment. I had to discover that I love singing, and I could sing on my own, eating fried eggs, and listening to Mariah Carey. But anyway, so this album is called Bloom. And I would not have listened to it if I did not see that he won the Grammy. So because of that, it's like, oh, okay, he won the album. I remember him from the show. Wow. I go and I look, and this guy, so in our previous segment, we was talking about, like you got to be consistent. Flip was saying, like, you got to be consistent. Durand Bernarr been doing this for a really long time. And it seemed to me when he won the Grammy, I'm like, oh, this guy was just on the Terrell Show, and now he ran a Grammy. So I looked at, this guy has been grinding for a long ass time.
To see clearly the way that love can be when you are not with me. I had to leave. I had to live. I had to leave. I had to live.
And been doing so many different. He's got his eggs in all sorts of baskets until it finally popped off. So the theme there is consistency, managing your craft and getting better at it, and then being consistent so that you're ready. So that when the opportunity comes up, you don't have to get ready. He even says that in one of his conversations with Terrell. But anyway, I listened to the album. I wanted to know, hey, what are your thoughts on Durand Bernarr as a singer? as a vocalist. What are your thoughts on his album? If you heard any songs on there or any of his other music, I just wanted to have a quick little powwow about it, about Durand Bernarr. What are we thinking? Anybody, please jump in. Who wants to go first?
So I heard the album. I really enjoyed it. You know, you sent me a couple records, you know, when you said, yo, check this artist out, tell me what you think. That first record that you sent me blew me away. I think it was called Completed.
Yeah.
And I was thoroughly impressed. And then when I looked up images and Google videos about it, I was like, oh, I saw this dude on Tiny Desk killing it. This is the same dude. And then I saw a couple of other viral clips he did. The dude is he's a vocal gymnast. Like when you said his parents are who they are, it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, because how else can you do all the stuff he's doing with his voice on these records and the way he plays with the record, the way he plays with his voice. So after you put me on to him, I was like, you know what? Let me go find my own favorite record. You'll never guess what I love. Flout.
What?
Springtime makes us all greenhouses that we call home. I'm gonna
I love
sacrifice
Flout. Yo, the
What?
bounce. Flout had me on. I live in Cobb, y'all. I live in the Bronx. So I'm on the bus, the express bus from downtown. And I'm just there like this joint is hitting. It made me, I could tell he enjoyed creating the record. I could tell there was a lot of like talented, you know, input, funk. It just seemed like such a cool atmosphere to be in. I fell in love with the record as soon as I heard it. And he had a lot of other dope records on there. He's definitely one of those artists that you could tell is going to be around for a long time. He's going to get tributes because he's raw talent. Raw talent. You know, he might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Lil Richard wasn't everybody's cup of tea. You know, still a make. He definitely has the potential to be in this game for a really long time and go really far. I'm thoroughly impressed. I can't wait to see what he's going to come out with next.
Kev, what do you think?
Well, you know, I've known about Bernarr for a while. Like he's big in LA. He ran a lot of open mics back in LA. And then, you know, he's real close to the Steve Mackey and that camp. And the first time I really heard his record was he did a collab with Ari Lennox. That's the first time I heard about Bernarr. And I didn't hear his album, but I heard songs from him. But like I said, I saw the Tiny Desk like everybody else. And like Flip said earlier, it's breadcrumbs. He was leaving breadcrumbs for a while to lead up to this moment. So now it's like, wow, wait a minute, who's this guy? You go back, oh wow, I remember him dressing up like the Proud Family. I remember him being on Terrell Show. I remember him doing this and doing that. And he's one as a vocalist. Like you can't take nothing away from him. He's one of those ones. He's one of those. He's your favorite singer. And a lot of singers like that don't get just their flowers like they should, like a Avery Wilson, like people who are just so phenomenal vocally, like they don't get that, they just do, but the singer community knows who they are, and he's one of those singers. As far as the album go, I enjoyed it overall because, like I said, he's a phenomenal artist. It leans contemporary R&B more than traditional R&B. Myself is more of a traditional R&B listener. So some of the songs to me, some of the way he approached it came off a little theatric, but that's who he is as well. So I think that's a compliment because I think that's what he was trying to give off, you know, as an artist. But the songs are well produced, well sung. He gave you complete songs, not this 2-minute BS we be getting now from a lot of artists. You know, he was giving you full, complete songs and giving you different layers.
Leave my YNs alone, man. Y'all always hating, old niggas.
No. So
but
you bring up a really good point, though,
yeah.
Kev. I'm glad you caught that because like all of y'all listening to us out there watching us. Us three, we've known each other for 20 plus years, and we're singers. Like we love singing, but we also love the craft, and we have long conversations. And one of the things that we've had recently was like this microwave music. We only got like 2-minute songs. They removed the bridge. There's no vamps. What's happening with music? Like it's just like R&B doesn't feel the same. This album, on average, I think the average song length is 5 minutes long. He got 5-minute songs. He got 6-minute songs. He got 7-minute songs. He's got instrument breakdowns. He got guitar riffs. He's got vamps. These are meaty production songs.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. I was like, yo, thank you for bringing that back, because you're telling stories with these songs. Completed is like 6 minutes long. Like that's a beautiful song, and it's got a guitar like riff in there. So like, I'm glad you brought that up, Kev. I didn't mean to
Yeah.
jump in. Go ahead.
No, like I said, no. The album deserves his flowers. Like the winning Grammy is well deserved.
Let me play devil's advocate. You guys know music. We all love music. We all know what it's like. We all know how sometimes everything doesn't always translate into success. Do y'all feel like he's so talented that he's speaking a language that the quote unquote layman's listener can't really relate to? Not to say that he even cares, because when you're making your own music as an artist, you're making what you love, and if you're going to attract the people that you want. But my question to you guys is, will he be able to get over that hump to become a big star? Because I feel like he has the talent to become that. But is he doing too much for the layman listener?
I mean, I would argue that he's already, like, he won a Grammy. So like, I would argue that he's already there. So
He's
like,
not a
he
household
already,
name.
I mean, you're right. That's what I'm
saying. Let me rephrase the question.
Okay,
Do you feel like he's doing too much to become a superstar, a household name, a Bruno Mars?
You mean like music-wise? Is he doing
Music
too much?
wise? Yeah, talent.
I think he's deliberately making music to separate himself from that. I don't think his music doesn't come off like, I have a desire to become that. Like, he's very niche. Like, just his album has a lot of cursing, like, and his music usually has a lot of cursing. He's speaking to his emotions and humanity.
His community?
So his community, or just human. So he's talking about human shit. So if you're bringing out the LGBT community, some of his songs are directly speaking to that or from that. But even that, if you remove that layer from it, it's still human things. I feel this, and I'm going to, and what that comes with is speaking in a way that's at times vulgar. And I think because he does that so freely, he's really connecting to that, and he doesn't want to be, like what we would consider like mainstream, where you would eventually become a household name. I don't get a sense that he desires that at all. So I don't think that's why he's there. Like, he's not there because he doesn't want to be there.
I feel it's certain artists that come along that make you conform to them. And I think that he's very close to making that happen. I mean, like, because think about it, we know life is a big bowl of a mixed bags of whatever, and he's showing you that one side. So I think what he's doing is bringing you into his world, and that's very difficult as an artist. That should be studied. So many artists are always trying to conform, but when you can get the word to conform to you, now we talking like people like Prince or like Tupac, where they or like even how Nipsey Hussle was like, we want to know your story. We don't care that you're not conforming to us, who you are. And he's able to do that. And that's not easy. You got so many artists trying to figure out what's going to be my next hit. How can I be popular with the masses, chasing the masses? But when you can be like, no, the masses want to know who you are because you have your own lane and you created it, that's hard. And he did that. He did that.
That kind of circles back to what we were talking about as far as indies and majors. Like, there's not a lot of majors that are going to let you have that kind of leeway and have that level of creativity on your stuff. So that's one of the benefits of, being indie as well.
I want to take a look. Guy, you get, cause I want to search something, because I'm like, I think he's a good example of what a modern day artist is gonna be now, as opposed to what we remember in the 90s.
That's a great point. You absolutely, I never thought about it like that, but you're right. He is showing you like what a modern day artist look like, but he still has a lot of old school. Like his journey is still a little old school. Like, he was a background singer for Erykah Badu. You know what I'm saying? He was in the music community for a long time. I'm pretty sure he vocal coached and did background for other people that I'm not even thinking of, wrote for other people. So he's been in the industry for a minute. He just got his break. And there's so many other artists. I name one right now, artists like Gene Noble, who's in that circle. Izzy Wilson, who's in that circle, who probably were known before Bernard, but just didn't get the break that he got, But, you know what I'm saying? And just to take nothing away from those two artists that I just named, Bernard also has a character, a personality. I want to say character, but I'm saying when I say character, I mean as far as like who he is, his personality that makes you go, his persona that makes you go, who is he? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like, he actually dressed up as the uncle from the Proud Family on Tiny Desk and was so animated to the point that went viral. It became a meme. he actually became a meme off that. I don't see the two artists I just named doing that. They're solid vocalists, but I don't think that they're outgoing personality. While they may be, but what he's able to do that's not easy. Like I said, to create a meme or go viral off of just your persona. Yeah, he's different. And on top of you being nice and the R&B community loves you. Yeah, you solidified.
Yeah, a lot of people know. For me, I'm saying a lot of people. He's known as like respected as a vocalist among the singing community online, and that's what we're trying to do, right? It's like VLR is like trying to bring that singing community into one place, kind of like a place you just go to talk about this singing stuff from a singer perspective or anything about life from a singer's perspective. So we scour the internet and we find these guys, and I mean, like I mentioned before, I saw him on Terrell. On this album, his persona just shines, but people are magnetized to his persona, and he's genuinely like that. So I think that the key there is really he's genuinely himself, and people find and connect with that genuineness, and not even at the granular level of like, oh, he's like LGBT, so therefore like I'm part of that group, so I want to like it goes even to a deeper level of like, I love this singing, or I love this drink, I love this food, I love this sex. Like it's just, it is what it is. He's very genuinely operating in that constantly, and I think that's something that's very rare that we're gonna see shine more and more with these artists that we see on social media. It's the ones who are really authentic, not chasing a hit, trying to carbon copy and paste a hit that they heard before. Like they'll be like microwave, right? They'll go out, get viral, and then disappear. Where guys like Durand Bernarr I think they have staying power. What do you guys think about Duran from a vocalist perspective? I know, Kev, you had some thoughts about his style. With that in mind, I wanted to know, what are you guys' thoughts about Durand Bernarr as a vocalist, as a singer? And first, think about it like, in terms of like his styling, who does it remind you of? His personality does it remind you of? But more importantly, as a vocalist, who do you think are based on the way he sounds, who do you think are some of his influences, and who do you think he's like a mix of now? So a lot of questions there, but you get the general gist. What do you think about him as an artist and as a vocalist? Anybody, please feel free to jump in.
Well, I mean, when I listen to him sing, he reminds me of Rashawn Patterson. Rashawn Patterson, he remind me of like a B Slade, just his vocal range and some of his inflections when he sings and stuff like that. That's who he remind me of, especially Rashawn Patterson. If you don't know who Rashawn Patterson is, he's a neo soul person too. If you listen to him in the next segment, gonna come back and let me know and comment below if you agree. But he remind me of Rashawn Patterson. But as a vocalist, he's elite. It's like any genre. I take boxing for example. Some boxers are great, and some boxers are just genius level technicians in the ring. They just great footwork, know how to space in, or they just know how to box. Some just know how to fight, some know how to box. He know how to box, he know how to sing. So he's not just on stage just singing a song and you don't know if it's going to hit that day or miss that day. He can sing.
Yeah, he knows the science. I like that analogy.
He knows the
because he knows the
science.
science. Yeah.
He knows the sweet science of singing. And when you get, like I say, he's a singer. So you hear what he does, like it's a clip that went viral of him just playing on the microphone. He'll just like, ah, and you just hear it go, and he just know as a vocalist, he may be, I don't know, like I mean, like I said, it was a boxing match. If he's a fighter, he's pound for pound one of those fighters, like one of those singers, like pound for pound, one of the greatest singers right now. You could put him up there with anybody. You put him on stage with anybody. Honestly, if you call yourself a vocalist and you go up there with Bernarr, you better be ready, because he might outstage you.
And he's a new guy too, so it's kind of like new to the the world or whatever. But it almost sounds blasphemous to say, but when you know talent, so you can't really you can't really deny it. It's, just because you're not really, everybody's really familiar with you doesn't mean you're not a heavyweight. Like you could literally be a brand new one and knock people out or whatever. But in my opinion, I don't know who he sounds like. He's one of the few artists where I listen to them and I'm like, I can't pinpoint it. Like he does so much. But what it does make me think of and this is a gift and a curse. He is so good, and he can sound so good doing so many things and kind of whatever. It almost makes it hard to know what's a hit in terms of music. You know what I'm saying? Because Old McDonald Had a Farm could sound really good when he does it.
He's
And
that
it's
he's
like,
that
oh my
dude that'll make
God,
it sound
this
real.
is amazing. So like
Yeah.
you'll never really know, like, damn, is this a hit? I can't tell. Is this a hit? It sounds good. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fucking right, because everything sounds good. He's that talented. You know, so
Right.
Yeah.
as far as vocally goes, the dude can do anything. And I feel like I said it earlier, but like I feel like he's gonna be one of the go-tos for tributes. Like, you know, like this,
Definitely.
you want to have
definitely.
a show, you know, whether it's BET Awards or whatever, you want to have him rip it down, call that dude. And that's for males or females. Like he could bless those records.
Yeah, I would love
He-
to hear him do like a Prince tribute, like a beautiful
Man.
one.
Yo,
It's
Yeah.
he reminded me of Prince. Like
It's flamboyant.
his flamboyancy, but also like his confidence in himself and his
Right.
delivery. Like he knows who he is, and he knows where he's at vocally, and he's so confident in it, and it screams like Prince. So like,
it's even
I can,
hard to look at the YouTube videos with his eyes, and he's looking at you like that. Kev said, "Don't look into his eyes." I was like, "Oh my God, what's happening to me?"
Kev made me laugh when you sent that message. It's like, don't look into his eyes, Lefty.
Yeah, 'cause
And
you
his
was
album
like,
cover, has like the eyes too. So like
Yeah.
we're referring to y'all, like all of y'all out there, you could Google this. Like there's a skit with Jamie Foxx, where Jamie Foxx was saying like the time that he met Prince, he said he couldn't look at him straight in his eye. He said, you can't look at him in his eyes, man. He said, even if you're straight, when you look in his eyes, you just be like, man, I absolutely would, you know, like his eyes will make you do that. So check out that skit. So we was just, because like I said, we be talking to each other all the time. We were saying like that, because I was going in, right, Kevin? I was going in about like, yo, I love this album. And Kevin was like, yo, Left, chill. Don't look into his
Yeah.
eyes.
Lefty crossed over, guys. It's all good.
Yeah. But yo, so this album, so how do I think about him as a singer? I think he's you said, Flip, that he reminds you of Teo, like with the way he belts. And I could see
Yeah,
that,
definitely has the
because
range.
Teo has a very unique style of like belting. And then he
And
kind of
Teo's one of the new members from Drew Hill, guys, just in case you don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's been in and out. I think he's with Intro now. I think they just re-released the like Intro.
yeah,
They're
you
now
with intro
overall
now.
with
You with intro now.
Like Teo is a hell of a singer. Like he's one of the most evolved singers, and we've known him. Flip used to sing with him, y'all. They used to be on a group together years ago. It kind of like the way he belts there. His range is sick. So what I love about Duran is that he knows his lane. He knows his range, and he's constantly playing with it. And me, because I kind of like go OCD with the way I analyze a singer, and the way he controls his voice, it's like he's vocally training his voice as he's singing at the same time. And that's the reason why he's constantly playing with the way he pronounces a word and opens up his, you know, his mouth, and he's constantly vocally training his voice and warming it up as he's singing at the same time.
It's like he has a joystick with buttons on it, and he's like, all right, I want to do this.
He's dope. He's
Yeah, he
dope.
reminds-
Some of us
me
only have a few buttons on our controllers.
Yeah,
I'm riffly impaired, so everybody can't really do all that
riffly impaired.
amazing.
Yeah, Flip
stuff.
is a tonal vocalist, and then I probably go too much with the riffs. And then like Kev has got his range has been recently like expanding. Like Kev, like not to be like not for nothing, I think that like Duran's voice reminds me of your range. Like his range reminds me of what your range could do, because he goes low. Like if y'all ever hear Kev go like bass, Kev got that booty bass, like that low.
Booty, booty bass. Nah,
He got-
I mean,
Did you just go low on booty bass? I heard you,
ain't
Kev.
that booty bass? No. Honestly, I mean, it's funny. It's funny you said that, because I know you mentioned some things about him as a bass singer. You know, I listen to him. I think that what Bernarr does well, again, that's why I say he's such a great artist. He uses his chest voice well. You know, I wouldn't necessarily call him a bass. He does have the nice low resonance in his voice,
You
but
see Kev not letting you disrespect his
his bass.
yeah. He's like, listen.
no.
let me tell you what it is.
Like I said, because you mentioned people like Kenny Terry, who has a phenomenal bass.
He reminds me
I mean,
of Kenny Terry.
I know. You
Oh,
said
that's
that.
a great. You know,
That's why I
That's a
brought him
great.
up.
That's the great
That's why I
one.
brought
Yeah,
him
I
up.
hear
You know,
that.
he brought up
I
Kenny
hear that.
Terry. I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Now, I feel like he know how to, again, I think what Bernarr does well is he uses his full register very well, to the point that even his lower register is pronounced. As a bass, I don't hear bass, but I hear like he has a strong chest presence. And I think the way he know how to sing and control his voice and stuff gives you
Yeah.
the illusion that, yo, he's really down there. You know, like again, I go back to Gino, but Gino got a bass. You know, there's a lot of things that have a bass. Like Nate has a bass, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but he don't even use his bass like Bernarr do. Bernard's using his whole register, like he's vocal training as he's singing. He's vocal warming up as he's singing. He's just showing you the,
Yeah.
and he's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I mean, I don't, he don't sound as comfortable, and I could be wrong. He don't sound as comfortable living in that area, but he know how to tap it just enough to me go, yeah, I'm gonna show you what I can do. You know, so he's nice. He's dope. His chest.
Yeah. So you don't think that his range is as confident as I think
No,
it is?
his range is crazy. I just don't think he's so much more of a bass, because when it comes to the upper range, he kills me upper register. His upper register is phenomenal. You know what I mean? But I just feel like when it comes to the bottom half of his voice, I don't think it's as deep as that. But I think that he does something a lot of singers don't do. He sang in his chest voice. A lot of singers don't. Most singers sing in a mixed voice. If you listen to albums, you listen to singers, most singers sing in a mixed voice. He actually sings in his chest voice. You get what I'm saying?
He'll wake you up. He'll wake you up. So he'll be singing like in a mixed voice, or a natural tone. Then like throw up. Like he'll throw you off course by coming up with a really like loud chest, like chest delivery in one part of a song that you're expecting to do something.
Well, look
Well,
at
see,
what
the
we
thing
started the
is-
conversation off with too. We said his parents were one of his parents was a vocal coach. You know what I'm saying? So like you kind of expect him to have all these tools in that tool bag. Like whatever the record requires, or however he wants to play with it, or whatever nuances he wants to put on a record, he's uniquely capable of doing that because he was taught those things. A lot of us were taught by the music that we love, and we're limited in our approach on what we could do and what we could, and and how we could perform it. Kev,
Right.
you're mentioning the chest voice. Like, some people, it's not that they don't have it. Some people don't know how to use it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say something different too, like, because, all right, so this is for our VLR listeners. Your voice is really broken up in three main parts. You have your chest voice, you have your mixed voice, you have your head voice. We know your head voice is what Maxwell do, the falsetto is more of your head voice, right? The mixed voice is where most R&B singers live. Like, even when we listen to people like KC and JoJo, Wanye, Stokely from Mint Condition, they're singing more in their mixed voice. You get what I'm saying? They're not, we say chest because I always say chest, they really singing in a mixed voice. Most singers don't sing in their chest voice, that's their talking voice, and let their resonance shine. Most singers, most contemporary R&B, most R&B sings in a mixed voice. You know what I'm saying? Like Luther singing his chest voice. Most singers don't do that. Most singers go straight to their mix. You know, he sings in his chest. That's what makes him. That's why I say he has a full, complete tool bag. They're gonna have you like, yo, he's crazy. So I don't look at him as a full bass. You know what I'm saying? But he sings in his chest voice, and so you hear his resonance. And I think a lot of singers don't do that. And if you really, and this is for my listeners, even for us, if you really sit back and listen to artists, say this up: is he singing in his chest or is he singing in his mix? Most singers are singing in a mixed voice.
And that's not a knock,
No.
in any kind of way. It's just, noticing, what kind of tools an artist is using, if you want to, emulate or, use that person as an influence for your vocals, just know what they're using, that way you can, apply it properly.
Yeah. When I hear him singing like on the Terrell show, for instance, like he just like freestyling and stuff, he would sing songs that we normally like know and love, and he would change things up just to shock us. But he mostly coming like he's matching the vocal tone of the song or whatever it is, and then he'll bring in his mix and then surprise us with a chest. Where I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that because I thought you were gonna sing it the way the song normally goes, and you surprised me with this chest, and then he'll change the lyric around and kind of play around with the song, and then we now we're in love with his personality and his dexterity and his flexibility in terms of what he's doing vocally. And that's how he got me. I'm like, okay, I like what you're doing. Because he does, as a singer, some of the stuff we always do. Like, we'll listen to songs, then we'll get used to it, and then we'll start throwing harmonies onto the song, harmonies that it already has. And then we'll start changing the lyrics to try to play around with stuff. So he's naturally in that. He's naturally comfortable in doing that, and he does it all the time. So he's constantly not only training his voice and warming his voice up, but he's also playing with his bag constantly singing all the time. I could tell that the guy's constantly singing,
Yeah,
and
he's a
it
vocalist.
shows.
You know what it makes me think of too? It's like he's a recording engineer for his voice too. There was this one record, I can't remember the record, but he went from his falsetto, he blended his falsetto into his natural, like, and I'm like, I had to listen to it again, because he kept doing it, and I'm like, okay,
It's
so
like
now
he
you're
fixed
showing
himself.
off.
He fixed himself in real time. It's like, I'm up here, and
well, it
I'm
was
gonna
more
bring
than a
everything.
fix. It was a move. It's like having a crossover to an around the back. Like, the way he blended his falsetto into his natural, and then he did it a few more times. I'm like, damn, a lot of people aren't going to be able to sing this. Like, they're not going to be able to mimic this, because that's skill, that's technique. But I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I was just really impressed that, he's able to, like, it's like he has a joystick and he's able to do these things. It's like he holds R and L and he's like, all right, left, right. And he does this thing with his voice, and it's like, all right, how the hell did I do? How can I do that? How do I do that? What is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just like thoroughly impressed by it. And that's just one of the many things that I heard throughout the album. But I'm like, yeah, he's on another level.
His voice sounds to me like what I think John Legend wish he could do. Because he sounds like John Legend with
no
a little
disrespect, John.
bassiness.
We love you.
Yeah, no disrespect. You're one of the legends, and it's in your name. But like the way he could do that resonance and that vibrato, that John Legend style, and then take it up and do falsettos so smoothly, and go in and out of those ranges. Beautiful, just very, very, very beautiful. Love his
Like,
voice.
it's crazy because not to get too deep with the music analyst, but if you ever like go to a vocal coach, right, and you sit there and say, let's warm up, right, and he start going through your register, he gonna see how low you can go, he gonna see how high you can go, and you gonna start transitioning to different parts of your voice. Like, all right, we're gonna go, you see how low you go, you start getting into your chest voice, then you gonna start going up into more your mixed voice and your falsetto. Bernarr, his range sounds complete. He's tightened his whole range. So like what Flip said, he went his falsetto to his chest, his mix is like he trained. Like, he's a trained singer, and I feel like a lot of singers, especially when we start out, we mimic what we like to hear. You know what I'm saying? We never really take time out to really train our voice to its full capacity to see what we can do. He has, and that's what makes him dangerous as a vocalist. Like, bro, he can, he's great. He's great.
Yep. His album. So, like, touching on the album, he starts off the album with a song called "Generous," and I love it because I love the energy of the song. I love the what he's saying about the song. I'm gonna be generous with my love, but what he does with his voice in like the first verse into the chorus is like a representation of this is what I'm about to give you in this album. Is his energy, and the way he delivers it, his over pronunciation of certain things. I'm gonna be generous with my love, generous. Like, he's doing that John Legend kind of like, that
He reminds me
resounding
of the
kind of.
Cowardly Lion from The Wiz. Put him on.
But he's not cowardly in the way he delivers the vocals. Like, he's just very, very confident in every step, in every single note. So I love a bunch of, actually I love the whole album. But my favorite song is definitely Completed. Completed. Ooh.
Make sure y'all check that out.
I related to that song personally on many levels. It's a beautiful song, and it's like 6 minutes long. Applause on that. It's got that guitar break. I haven't heard that in God knows how long. Loved it. Then Unspoken is a dope one. I like Unspoken because I know that you guys didn't really like it too much. Spoken sounds like okay, the verses, yeah, we've heard this type of verses before. I think there's something I'm gonna try and articulate. There's something about the way the chorus was Unspoken. Is like most choruses come off as like a major, like the main note it's a major tone, right? Not a minor. This one sounds like it's coming off in a minor, and the chorus itself sounds like it's almost like a vamp, like a like a vamp being delivered in a minor, but it's the chorus. And then what's clever is the way it was written. You know, like the words are even though it had words unspoken, I had to write it all down. So it's a word, like it's basically communicating. The song is about like a relationship that broke up, and it is like we have words that are unspoken, so I had to write them all down. So he's writing it, but you're not going to communicate or fix anything if you're not saying it, you know. But he says we had words that were unspoken, and I had to write them all down. Then he says, even though we had hurt unspoken, had to let it all out. So he's saying like, and I don't know who wrote that song. You can see who writes it on Apple Music, but I don't know who's responsible for that, because that was fucking clever. You know, even though we had hurt unspoken, how do you have hurt unspoken and you let it out? That means that something happened, somebody was hurt, and he didn't say anything. He probably flipped the table, threw something, broke something. Like, how freaking dare you? You hurt me. Instead of saying like, yo, you hurt me by doing this, doing that, he said, I had hurt unspoken, but I had to let it all out. So that's how it was delivered. So the song is about communication, and it broke down. The relationship broke down because of their inability to communicate. I think it's a very, very clever way to deliver that. So shout out to whoever wrote that specific part, because the verses are good. I like them. But it's just something about the way that chorus was delivered and the way it was written. Hats off to whoever was responsible for that. It was dope.
And just to clarify, world, in case y'all wondering, Lefty geeks out over riff section,
small little
verse
things,
sections,
like super meta,
little paragraph. He takes a deep dive. He takes it apart. He examines it. He looks at it on a molecular level, and he's gonna share that with you. So. That was one of Lefty's
and a philosophical level, a philosophical level, a spiritual level, a galactic level. I'm that dude.
And we know that you guys are also out there that also feel that same way. So this is a very important point, way to look at it. So he shares that with you.
Yeah, and one thing you notice about our podcast and about our group is that we're going to be representative. Everything mostly from we're going to be talking about life and all things about life from a singer's perspective, but we're always going to give you different opinions, right? A different perspective. You know, there's going to be some times where Kevin is talking about very strongly about a certain perspective, and that may not necessarily be what he truly feels in that moment, but we aim to represent that in that moment. And sometimes Kev will do that, and sometimes Kev will be like, actually, this is how I truly feel, and then express that, and then vice versa. Like Flip will do the same thing. You know, so we'll always try to present the like you got three of us, right? We're always going to have like a fourth singer once in a while to come and talk to join a conversation. Well, he's going to have us three. And us three is going to be like you're going to have somebody representing a positive energy, somebody representing a negative energy, and just for the sake of like representation of perspective. And then somebody who's going to help bring it to the grounded, the grounded wire. So he's going to have a positive and negative with the ground wire. That's pretty much how energies flow, right? So using that as an analogy, this is how we're going to operate. So you can expect that from us going forward. But yeah, so with that, any other final thoughts with Durand Bernarr's album?
Just go check it out, guys. Form your own opinion. Become a fan. Don't. Whatever. This is all music.
With that, I'll close it up. So thank you, everyone, for lending us your ears and your eyes and allowing us into your world. This is your host, Lefty. This is Channel VLR and my boy,
Flip Boogie.
And
Talks,
the R&B concierge. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Peace.
You are now listening to
We are the vocal line. Can you hear me? Turn it up. Can you hear the sound? We are the vocal line. Yeah, we do it for the love and we spread it around. Oh, oh.
Oh, come on, would y'all quit the riffing and just